Thì mấy em đã xem cái phần cái handout rồi phải không? Thì hôm nay thì giảng viên sẽ dựa vào đó, nhưng mà tôi đã có bàn với lại Phạm rồi đó, là ngày hôm nay chúng ta có nhiều thời giờ hơn thì chúng ta sẽ thực tập nhiều hơn. Cái lớp của mình á, hay là cái chỗ thực tập chứ không phải lý thuyết. Lý thuyết thì em có thể dùng cái textbook em đọc lên internet thiếu gì chỗ. Cái quan trọng nhất là cái thực tập.
Cho nên tại vì cái thực tập cho nên thì mong mọi người là sẽ giống như là tương tác nhiều hơn, thì cứ ai muốn nói hay gì thì cứ xung phong nói chuyện. Cái thứ nhất. Cái thứ hai là nếu mà mình có nói gì sai ấy, thì cứ sửa thoải mái, đừng có ngại gì hết trơn. Nếu mà mình có nói gì sai thì cứ sửa. Mình bắt đầu chưa ta?
Rồi gần trước khi mà Phạm nói thì mình chỉ nói một chút xíu là cái vấn đề tương tác đó mấy em, là tôi nhắc lại hoài ha, cái này là Khổng Tử nói chứ không phải tôi nói đâu nha. Khổng Tử luôn nói đó, chẳng thà mình ngu 1 phút hay 5 phút còn hơn là ngu suốt đời. Tức là gì? Mình không hiểu á, mình cứ hỏi, người ta có thể cười mình lúc đó, nhưng mà sau đó người ta sẽ không cười mình nữa. Do chẳng thà ngu 5 phút còn hơn là ngu suốt đời, là vậy ha. Do cái mạnh dạn. Và cái lớp này là cái lớp học mà các em, hồi tôi đi học là tôi hỏi bú xua á, ai cười kể tía. Cứ hỏi mình sẽ được cái câu, mình sẽ được cái phần thưởng là cái câu trả lời đó. Ok rồi, ok. Let's begin now. Dr. Nguyen Pham, I introduce you, our instructor today. This is Dr. Pham Nguyen. Okay, now go ahead, Pham Nguyen.
Hey, good morning, guys. My name is Nguyen Pham, and I'm second year of residency in America, and I'm doing family medicine right now. So I'm very happy and a pleasure. It's my biggest pleasure, so that I can introduce some of like terminology, and then some kind of like how we work basic daily if we are working especially in the clinic. All right, so my specialist is going to be a lot in specialist, so those things is very, very common, and then I'm very proud that you guys in here, and then just keep learning. So the key point for practice English is about you have to practice every single day. So if you have any chance to share any knowledge, to share any things that you want with your friends and then practice together, is that the best way to improve your skill? All right. So this topic today is very, very simple and easy, and I can say that you guys can practice this every single day as a doctor. Okay, so let's start it. Anyone have any questions so far? Okay, so I assume that everybody got the hands out, right? So so who want to do a volunteer to talk about which is the difference between signs and symptoms? All right, so how does it work? Like I'm gonna pick up anyone, or somebody gonna volunteer for that? I'm not sure.
Go ahead, guys. If nobody's volunteer, I will call.
Yeah, so can I? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So if the difference between the sign and symptom is the symptom usually be described by the patient, and the sign is described by the doctor. And the sign is something you can see, you can measure. It can be seen, it can be measured. But the symptom is you cannot see, you cannot measure, because it's from the patient perspective, and they tell you. The sign is objective, and the symptom is it's like a the size is objective, the size is subjective. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Anyone else?
Could I ask you a question? Could the
Yes.
patient can see signs? Okay, I just asked the learners. Could the patient can see signs?
Yeah, I feel that there are something the patient they can measure, like if they have a fever, they can have temperature, or if they know about the pain rating scale, they was asked before from 0 to 10. So sometimes they can say, oh, my pain is 7 out of 10 right now. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Perfect answer. All right. So yes, just make it simple. So signs and symptoms, the difference between it is going to be subjective and objective. So whatever the patients tell you is going to be subjective, and whatever you see when you do physical exam is going to be objective. All right. And I think on the document, I have some size of, and then the symptoms. So it's going to be swelling, rapid heart rate, sweating, skin scratches, or any symptoms like nausea, pain, itchiness, something like that. Okay, so does anyone have any questions so far about this one? Okay, so the things that I want to mention about the symptoms and signs is because whenever you're working and then you have to document it, right? So whatever the patient tell you is going to be go into the history, and whatever you find out when you do physical exam is going to go into the part of physical exam. All right, and then the next things, I just want to introduce you something that very common when you see the patient in the clinic. Whenever I know that a lot of have a lot of medical term for that. For example, like edema, right? So, but whenever you tell the patient, hey, do you have edema? Most likely not anybody can understand that. So you have to use, we call the slang word, or just the formal work for the patients. So whenever you want to know about like, hey, this patient, do they have, for example, pedal edema, which is leg swelling? All right, so you have to explain to them that, hey, you have a leg swelling, so don't use any like medical terms for those patients. All right, and a lot of time that patient can mention about like rash, so it's very subjective. That means that it can be everything. All right, just be aware of that. So anyone can tell me about the term and then the layman terms. Anyone volunteer to do reading for the table?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can I read it now?
Yes.
Should I read the whole table or just read the right column? Sorry, the left column.
It's up to you. So just split it. So you just read the left one first, the left table first, and then somebody else gonna read the right table.
Okay. High blood pressure, high blood sugar, skin doctor, eye doctor, drip, pills, stitch, blood work.
Perfect. Okay. So those things gonna apply a lot when you see the patient, because not everyone understand which is the hypertension, type 2 diabetes, And then what else? So skin doctor, dermatologist. All right, and then those things can help you a lot when you have patient encounters, and then you want to ask more, like, do you have any past medical history? So a lot of patients say, what do you mean by past medical history? So you have to list some of them, and some of them going to be hypertension, maybe CKD, AKI, or MI, or something like that. But a lot of patients, they don't understand that. So make sure that you understand the words, medical terms, and then explain to them as well. Okay. Anyone else volunteer to read the table?
Yes, I think it's the same medical term, like example, isomnia is in mean the sleepless or the lack of sleep. Yes.
Yes.
Or maybe hypertension. Maybe many patients don't understand that.
How about our low blood pressure?
Low pressure. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
No, I mean, do you know the word for low blood pressure, right? So
Blood
you have
pressure.
high blood pressure.
Is the hyperpressure.
Perfect. It's a hypotension. So just remember, hyper, that means it's going to go up, and hypo is mean go down. So we have hypertension, which is high blood pressure, hypotension, which is low blood pressures. And we also have the word for high blood sugar. I forgot to put it on, but you can apply it to hyperglycemia, which is high blood sugar, and hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar.
Okay. Oh.
Perfect. Good question. Anyone else? No? Okay. And then the next table is very useful for me, especially for me. Whenever you see the patient in clinic, in here it's like 60 to 70% that the patient gonna come to your clinic or your hospital and complain about the pain. And I have a beautiful mnemonic for you guys. It's gonna be, who wanna read it? So the simple one's gonna be LMNOPQRST. It's just like an alphabet, you know. It's written. I'm sorry. So it's gonna be the alphabet table. So LMNOPQRST. All right, and then you can break it down. So anyone want to break it down for me? What does L stand for?
It means location.
Yes. Another question for you. So when you want to ask about location, so which questions that you want to ask?
Where question.
Yeah.
Where do you pain? Where the most pain? The most pain of the.
Yeah. No worry. So the most useful sentence that I use like multiple times is going to be, can you use your finger and point where exactly your pain? It's going to be very, very useful. All right. And then you can also ask, where's your pain? Where's the most painful in your body? Why is you here? Because you have pain. So where the pain is. Okay. And who's gonna explain for me the M? What is M stand for?
So M stands for medication. So if the patient have pain, we ask them, is there any medication you take and how does it help?
Perfect. So actually the M is stand for medication. That's correct. And the questions for that is that, did you use any pain medication? Did you use any medication when you have pain? Sorry, number 17, Lam Vanda, you want to say anything?
Hello, I was about to explain what medication is. So there's something wrong with my phone, so I'm not so used to use this, but I will try to explain medication, the medication for this. So it's more like about the medication that have the patient relieve their pain, or if they take any painkillers that resolve that ease their pain. So that the medication is kind of like a history, also could be a past history.
Perfect. And then you can also ask another questions for that if you know what is the common painkiller, right? So in here we use like Tylenol, Motrin, ibuprofen. So you can ask that. So the patient have more, more options or more idea about what you want to ask them.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. Very good. And what does N stand for? Okay, go ahead. Number 7.
17 or 7?
7. I think somebody won.
Okay. First one, I want to ask about the medication. Is there some people or some patients come to the hospital without pain and they have other symptoms? So maybe I think that medication is not for the pain pills. It's also for the medication they take or the drug they take before the hospital. Am I right?
Okay, it's really depends on what is your situation and what is your patients, right? So if it's just a simple case, we like go with the knee pain, right? So you want to ask just what do you take any pain medication? Is that relieve your pain or is that improve your pain, something like that? However, if you are in the hospital and a patient coming with a chest pain, it's a whole different story. You want to take every single thing that the patient is taking right now, right? So it really depends, and I just want to make sure that you guys remember these mnemonic so that you can apply and not forgetting anything. So that's the main purpose of mnemonic. All right, am I clear?
Yes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sorry, make you confused. So who's want to talk about the N? What is N stand for?
N stand for new or old symptom. Did you have any similar pain in the past? Doctor asked patient, did you have any similar pain in the past?
Yes. Any other questions?
Can answer. It was the first time, it was the second, and you can tell me how many times did he has the similar pain. Yeah.
Perfect. So new or old, that means that you can ask other questions too. So like, have you ever been experienced these symptoms? For example, headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, whatever, right? So whatever the patient complains to you, and then you have to ask them, have you ever had that before? So, and what is the diagnosis of that? Something like that, so that we have more idea about what we are dealing with. Okay, so L, M, N, and O. What does O stand for?
Can I answer this question?
Yes.
Okay. So O stand for the onset. The pain is that the frequency of the pain should be the sudden pain or acute or chronic, or this is progress, like gradually it's worse, it get worse, or it get better. So it's more about the duration. When does it start and the duration of that pain? It starts suddenly or is start gradually?
Wow, very good
Right.
answer. Very good answer. But I just want to make sure that the O is only stand for onset, which is it suddenly onset or is gradually onset? Is it slow or fast? And the things that you mentioned is far beyond that. So we're gonna cover that in the T, which is time, duration, right? So the onsets in here, we just want to know, is it acute, really acutely onsets, or just like, you know, it's dull pain and it's go gradually worsening, right? So what is the questions for that? So anyone want to take charge on that? So I see a lot of people in here, but just a few people that have interacted with me.
So I think that the question could be does pain come suddenly or gradually? But I also have one question that sometimes the onset could be the situation, the symptom. It happened like when the pain occur, what were you doing? So sometimes it can be the clue for us to make some kind of differential diagnosis. I am correct about this?
Yes, that's correct. So the can you repeat your questions when you ask the patient about the onset?
So
I think that's a very good question.
You mean the first one or the second one?
The first one.
The first one is that the pain come suddenly or gradually?
Yes, so that's the question that I want to ask the patient. So a lot of times I try to ask the patient with the opening question, right? So how I can ask the patient like, how does it occur? How does it happen? But the patient would have like no idea. So we have to, you know, to tempt them to understand what we want to know is gradually happening or is suddenly happened, right? Perfect.
I think, excuse me, I think my opinion is that onset, we can ask the situation when the patient feel pain. Like, do you feel pain when you exert, when you have exercises, or when you have pain when you sleep? That also the onset question.
Yes.
It's not just gradually or acute or suddenly. So there's a different question to ask the when did it happen? Exact the scenario, like when they sleep or working. So that's could answer that question too.
Yes, and actually your question is belong to the P1, so precipitation. So precipitating factors, that means that anything that trigger your pain, right? So you can ask that question too. So what were you doing when you have the pain, right? Somebody that just I'm running on a treadmill and I have chest pain.
Understand.
Right? So anyone else want to talk about the P? So we have two questions for the P.
Yes, I think Q is stand for qualities. It means we just asked for a question about that. What's your place feel like? Is the shape or depth? I think it's maybe how much of pain you feel like. We can 10 one from 1 to 10 about your patient pains. I think that.
Yes. So, but I want to add about a P, the P one. So you want to answer that too?
Q. Sorry. P. Persistent. Okay. Sorry.
So persistent, that means is that it's always there, or is come and goes, which is intermittent, right? So how do you make the question, right? How do you question the patient about that?
I think it's just about how to sorry. Weakest P. What's the pain any worse or better with activities, position, or maybe any movement or pressure? I think that.
Okay, perfect. How about a persistence? So anyone else want to talk?
It means what happens in the long times. I think that's it. Not really disappear its own way in here with the patient.
Yes. So 90, you want to say something? Number 90, yes.
Hello, teacher. About the P persistent, I will ask my patient how long does it take, such as how long does it take, and is it any thing that trigger your pain or headache, such as in the migraine headache. Maybe it take about 15 minutes, and the light can and the menstruation can trigger the migraine, similar like that.
Okay, very good. But just make sure that when you talk to the patient, something like that, you have to like slow down your pace, because if you make it fast, not a lot of people can follow your questions. Okay, and then yes, so 49.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
I asked about the P. If my question is there anything that make it better or worse? It is also in the P.
Yeah, that's a perfect question. I use it all the time. All right. Anything make it worse, anything make it better. Right. So the patient can explain, hey, yes, actually running make it better, or actually sleeping make it better, or eating make it worse. All right. Perfect questions. And 49, you want to say something?
Yeah, for the term persistent, I think that a doctor can ask the question like, do you always feel the pain? And for precipitation factors, I can ask like, did it come and go, or what make the pain worse? Is this okay?
Okay, so you have two things that you have to separate it. So when you say is that the pain comes and goes, it means that the pain is not persistent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a intermittent pain. So persistent, that means the pain is the pain. I want to talk about the pain. Is that constant, persistent, constant, or it is intermittent pain, which is it comes and goes, right? Okay, so whenever you want to ask the patient, is that the pain constant or it comes and goes? It's easier questions, so that it's not, I know it's not opening questions, but it's easy for the patient to follow up with, right? And then, but if you ask the patient like how often that you have the pain, maybe they answer different things that not in your purpose of your questions. So I usually put down the questions like, is that the pain constant? Is that all the time with you, or it comes and goes? All right, am I clear on that? And then the next question is perfect. It's going to be anything make it worse, anything make it better. That's it, right? So just stick with just 1 or 2 questions that you know make you feel comfortable when you ask the patient, so that whenever it just become your second nature of that. Okay. Anyone else want to talk anything before we move on? Good. So we have L, M, N, O, P, and then Q. Somebody already talked about that. So Q is going to be quality. All right. So, but you cannot ask the patient, how's your quality of pain, right? It's so odd. So what is the questions for that?
Can you describe your pain for me?
Yes, that's a good question. All right, can you describe the pain? Good.
What does the pain feel like?
Good. What if the patient said that, what do you mean by describe the pain? So how can I answer that question? Go ahead, 69.
Yeah, I would ask the patient like, is your pain sharp or burning, cramping, or pressure-like, thing like that.
Perfect. Yes, that's what I want to talk about. So first question is going to be, can you describe the pain for me? And the patient said, some people can say, oh, it's a sharp and somebody is stabbing me. But some people, just some patients, they not have a good idea about what the question is. So they're gonna ask, what do you mean by describe the pain? So at that point, you want to listing that, right? Is that the pain sharp, like somebody stabbing you, or just dull pain, dull pain, or is that like pressure like, right? Some like a lot of patients when I'm asking about that question they said that it's just like an elephant sitting on my chest. So anyone can explain what does it mean when they feel like an elephant sitting on their chest?
So they feel like a lot of pressure on their chest.
Yes, perfect.
So it's like they have in the scenario of, I think it's more like a scenario like a angina. Some old patient or patient with diabetes, or patient who has some sort of procedures in the thorax before, they may have the angina, but this angina is not that sharp pain like we usually know. But this type of patient, they have this pressure chest pain, and this very common in elderly patient with angina. They don't usually describe the angina as a sharp pain in the chest, but more like a pressure or sweaty, or this pressure in the chest and sweaty. Yes. and dyspnea. So an elephant sitting on my chest is like a pressure pain.
Perfect. And then they also can use discomfort pain. Yeah. That also the same meaning. Okay. So we have L, M, N, O, P, Q. What is R?
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Regarding this characteristic of the pain, I heard some patients say they have searing pain.
Tearing. So okay. Tearing.
No, it's not. It's not. Yes. Tearing. It's searing.
Searing.
S-E-A-R-N-I-G. Searing pain.
Searing. I never heard of that. So what does it mean?
So I assume the searing pain is like a patient who has shingle.
Oh, okay. So I'm not familiar with the word searing, but I got a lot of patients have shingle and they said like burning.
Okay, all right. So I'm a bit confused because sometimes the patient describe it as searing pain to me, and sometimes burning pain. But burning pain, I think about when people say burning pain in the chest, especially, I think about heartburn.
Okay. So heartburn, yes, heartburn actually, when you use the word heartburn, the patient can understand that because most of the time they're gonna feel heartburn, like something burned inside the chest, right? But yes, but the word that you told me, searing, I never heard of that. All right.
Okay, sorry. Okay, because this is what I heard, and I checked in from the dictionary, and this is like it's make the way that it described this
Wow.
in the dictionary, it make me feel like the patient has shingles.
Okay. Do you have any like another word for searing that people can understand easier?
I'm sorry, I don't have any. I don't need. Oh, so this is the dictionary of Colleen Dictionary that says searing is used to indicate that something such as pain or heat in very intense.
Yes.
Very intense.
So you know the heat, right? The heat in that is hot.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Okay. So it's similar the burning pain when you want to describe it, searing and then heat, intense heat feeling doesn't similar to the burning. So you want to use like some words that easy to understand for everybody, right? So but searing is good word. Good word. But I'm gonna learn that.
But sometimes, you know, sometimes I ask patient in Vietnamese, my Vietnamese patient, and I have to write medical record in English.
Okay.
Right. So that's triggering because you don't know what exactly term to describe the pain. It could be searing, burning. It's very confused. It's very difficult to ask to translate exactly the characteristic of the pain into English.
For sure. For sure, because a lot of Vietnamese, a lot of Vietnamese words we cannot, translate 100% to English word. But for your situation, you can use burning if you don't know the word searing, right?
Okay.
It's not going to be a big deal.
All right. Thank you.
And where are we right now? Huh? It's a long discussion. So it's going to be
R, yes.
Okay. So what is a question for R?
Sorry.
Please.
I think R stands for radiating or spreading, and we can ask the patient like, are there any different painful parts in your body, or we can ask them, is it spreading to somewhere else, like hand or something like that.
Okay, so can you repeat it slowly?
As I will speak again. R stands for radiating, R is spreading, and we can ask them like, are there any different painful parts in your body?
Okay.
Or is it spreading to somewhere else?
Okay. Okay. First, I just want to make a comment, say that because your pace when you're speaking is a little bit fast, so that you want to slow down because a lot of not a lot of patients can follow your questions. Okay, so can you do it again with the just questions? Okay, just a question.
Just a question. I can ask them, are there any different painful parts in your body?
Okay, perfect. So you can ask that questions. Okay, so but the another question that you can ask is that you can just like, does the pain go anywhere else? So it's easier, or does it spread anywhere else? For example, if the patient have like chest pain and you want to ask, does the pain spread anywhere else? And the patient gonna answer, hey, it's gonna spread all the way to the neck or something like that. Okay, perfect. But it is a good question too. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
And next gonna be severity. All right, severity. Okay, who's gonna ask like this question? Who's volunteer for doing that? Somebody else.
Can I?
Yes.
Okay, I will ask. From the scale, in the scale 0 to 10, 0 is no pain at all. 10 is extremely painful. How do you score your pain?
Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna ask a little bit different. Okay, because extremely pain is very vague when you ask the patient. So I would ask these questions. Okay, from scale 1 to 10, 10 is the worst pain in your life. How do you grade the pain from 1 to 10 or 0 to 10? Okay.
Could you repeat your question? How do you?
Go ahead.
Could you repeat your question?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Could you repeat your questions?
Other questions, okay. So I'm gonna ask the questions about the pain, right? So from 1 to 10, 10 is the worst pain in your life. How do you rate the pain?
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, and then we move on to the T, which is TAM. So for TAM, we have two questions. It's gonna be how long, and then it's not about how long. It's about like when did you have the pain from the beginning, right? So, and then the other ones, if the pain has like intermittent pain, it's gonna be comes and goes. So how long does it last for each episode? All right, so anyone have questions on that? What a T? Okay, so my common questions for the patient about the T, about the TAM is going to be, when did it start? So when did the pain start? The patient gonna, hey, it's going to be like a week ago. And then the next question is going to be, is intermittent pain, so how long does it last for each episode? So for example, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or 2-3 hours, something like that. All right, and then I think the next table is all about the questions that you can apply that. All right, so from this point, I just want somebody want to summarize the mnemonic for me with the questions.
We can read aloud for the question or something, do something else. Sorry, can you?
Yeah.
Describe?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I don't understand. Yes, exactly. What do you mean? What mean?
Oh, okay. Okay, so I just want somebody can summarize from L to T. Right.
To T, yes, I got that.
Can I say something?
Yes.
For location, the question could be, where's your pain? Please correct me if I'm not correct at any question. For N, medication, the question could be, did you use any medication when you had pain? New or old, have you ever had this symptom before? Onset, the question is either, is the pain constant? Is that all the time with you? And do you always feel the pain? For quality, can you describe the pain for me? Radiating, does the pain go anywhere? Or does it spread to anywhere else? For severity, from scale 1 to 10, 10 is the worst pain in your life. How do you grade your pain? For time, when did it start? And for the intermittent pain, how long does it last? Am I
Perfect.
correct?
Yes, and then you just forgot the P one, which is yeah, you want to read that question?
The P1, is the pain constant? Is it all the time with you?
And then the precipitating factor. You want to ask that question too?
What makes the pain worse?
Better.
Does anything make it worse? Does anything make it better?
Okay, no, thank you.
Okay, so and then we have a list of the questions on the next page, so that it just you know, the example questions. And my advice for you guys, you just stick with 1 or 2 and then just master them. All right.
Can I ask that usually we I think we have a structure to ask patient about the symptom. Is there any time that we should ask about the patient perspective, like what the patient think about, what is the cause of the pain, for example, in our structure?
Yes. So usually when I was practicing medicine, so I'm gonna ask those questions, for example, for the pain first, and then next one, you can scroll down. I think also the page 4 is gonna be review of system. So at that point, I'm gonna ask, hey, do you have any other symptoms that you concerns, or do you have any like headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, something like that? And then in the end of the conversation, so I'm gonna ask the patient, hey, what do you think about that? What is your what is your expect? What is your diagnosis, for example, about your pain? So what do you think about your pain? So that's gonna be the last questions that you want to ask the patient. All right. Am I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And let's see. So we're gonna go through all the pain and then those questions and review a system, which is that I just mentioned. So beside the pain, do you have any other concerns? Okay, so for example, the patient have chest pain and then they also have headache. So we also want to know about that. And my trick about that is we're gonna ask the patient from head to toe, just briefly. So for example, do you have any headache, dizziness? So the dizziness is kind of like vague, vague word, because we have to know, is that blurred vision or is that vertigo? But the patient not gonna, have like a good definition about that. They just said to you dizzy. So just make sure when the patient said dizzy, you have to clarify the disease, right? Is that blurred vision or is that the room spinning, right? So the room, when the patient says, hey, the room is spinning around me, that means vertigo, right? So you want to clarify the word whenever you try to put on your document. All right, and the other words I just want to use is about nausea and vomiting. So when you do an encounter with a kid, they're not gonna understand when you say nausea or vomiting. So you have to use in other words, like, are you feeling throwing up, or did you throwing up, they're spitting out something? So that's easier for the kids to understand what we want to ask them. Okay, and then of course from head to toes, right? So headache, dizziness, sore throat, chest pain, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain. So for abdominal pain, a lot of people not understand that, so you can use stomach pain or stomach ache or belly pain. It's easier to understand. Okay, and then next is about like urinating. So you can ask, do you have any pain when you pee, or do you have pain when you urinating? But not be aware of using the word hematuria or dysuria, because not a lot of people understand that. So I can say a little bit about that. So hematuria, which is the blood in the urine. But when you asking about that, you make sure that you talk to the patient very clear. Do you see blood in your urine? Not do you have hematuria? Nobody gonna understand that, okay? And then when you want to ask about dysuria, which is pain when urinating, so you have to ask the patient, do you have any pain or burning sensation when you pee or when urinating? Okay.
So that pain is very typical symptom. We can use that structure to ask, but as you expansion, we can see that there are some symptoms we can use the whole structure, like nausea or vomiting. We cannot use a location or radiation, right?
Yes. So it's just the structure that you can stick with that, and based on those symptoms, we can adjust with that too. So it's nausea. Okay. So if the patient said nausea, you cannot where's your nausea. It doesn't make any sense, right? So if the patient complain about nausea, just keep the L, move on. Do you take any medication, nausea, something like that? So the structures is just, for the template, that what it means. So the template, and then you have to use with that. But it's make you, have something in your head before you talk to the patient. So you have more confidence about what to say to the patient. Okay. So before I want to move on to the physical exam, because I think physical exam is very, very, very various. Very, very various. Depends on the symptoms, depends on the chief complaint of the patient, right? So I just want you guys just practicing about a structure for us. So we have, I think, and Vân, do you have like break now, or you're on the wait?
Sorry. Right now it's 5 minutes to 10, so maybe we have a break now. You can have a break just about 5-10 minutes, and then we go back and we do the practice.
Okay. So let's say we have about 10 minutes, right? And then we can be back in 9 o'clock. No, 9:05. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, in the meantime, during the break, you can turn off camera, or you can go outside, you go to the washroom, or you take a coffee, something, anything you like. Or if you stay here, it's okay too. You can ask us some question that beside the okay. We will stay here, and anybody ask any question, we can answer.
Yeah. Any questions, either Vietnamese or English? Any types of question, any types of questions.
Okay, just a housekeeping job, because I just turned off my camera and to watch some of you. So I removed 2 people because I asked twice or 3 times, and they not follow my instruction. So I just removed. Okay, so because we make sure that everybody have the same page, the same job.
Thì mình không biết là mọi người có theo kịp không, hay là sao, có comment hay là có góp ý gì không? Không biết là nói có rõ hay không nữa.
Very clear. Thank you.
Bây giờ sau đó chúng ta còn một tiếng đồng hồ phải không mấy em? Thì thể là bắt một số em lên để mà tập mấy cái câu mà structure từ nãy giờ mình đó. Có thể tôi, Phạm với lại Minh có thể là đóng vai bệnh nhân, em đóng vai là bác sĩ. Mấy em hỏi, thử xem coi mấy em hỏi có suôn sẻ không, rồi cái cách em hỏi như thế nào, có ú ớ, có như thế nào, cái practice quan trọng.
Với lại make sure là mình apply từ cái bài 1 luôn, thì nó sẽ tốt hơn. Cách chào hỏi bệnh nhân, cách giới thiệu làm sao, something like that.
Mình phải làm cho nó phân chút xíu ha, chứ mà mình cái bài giảng nó làm cho mình stress lắm. Ok.
Hồi đầu giờ tới giờ chắc khoảng chỉ có 10 bạn tham gia phát biểu, không biết là 50 bạn hay là 45 bạn còn lại thì thấy dễ quá không thèm phát biểu, hay là nghe không hiểu gì hết nên không phát biểu, thì cho ý kiến để còn điều chỉnh hả? Chứ cứ ngồi im như là đi hội nghị không thôi thì tốn thời giờ của mấy bạn mà không có được kết quả gì nhiều. Tại vì cái này là cái tập cái skill mà, chứ không phải là tập cái đâu phải thu thập kiến thức đâu. Đâu phải tới là ghi thử là ghi câu này nói làm sao, câu kia nói làm sao thì cũng được, nhưng mà ráng tham gia nói thì có nói vậy mới biết mình sai chỗ nào thì người ta mới sửa được. Còn im thì không ai biết gì hết, không nói ra thì không ai biết.
Có thể phải gọi thôi, gọi tên thôi. Tại vì mình không có quen. Hồi xưa tôi học bên Việt Nam cũng vậy mấy em ơi, là cũng thụ động lắm. Thầy cô gọi ráng né. Còn bên đây là tụi nhỏ nó học từ nhỏ đó, là nhiều khi mình chưa xong câu hỏi là giơ tay lên, giơ quá trời giơ mà mình không nổi nữa đó. Còn bên đây hỏi hoài không ai cái là cái thói quen. Tôi thông cảm với em là thói quen từ nhỏ tới lớn vậy. Là không có
em thì em cũng vậy à. em đâu có giơ tay đâu.
Tại vì mình có cơ hội mình đi cũng như đi thuyết trình rồi đi dạy ở bên đây á, mấy cái trường tiểu học, mấy trường đó là mình hỏi một cái câu gì là dành nhau mà trả lời nữa đó. Còn bên mình thì thì chỉ có đứa là phải gọi thôi, gọi số thôi nha.
Hồi nhỏ lớn là có câu là biết thì thưa thốt không biết cái dựa cột mà nghe cứ dựa nghe hoài không ai.
Bởi vậy cái văn hóa của mình nó khác. Mình không chê là cái nào hay khen, chê cái nào hay, nhưng mà mình nhập gia tùy tục, phải không? Khi mình tiếp xúc với người nước ngoài thì cái thái độ mình có thể khác. Giống như tôi đi làm chẳng hạn, trong chỗ làm á, thì cái kiểu tôi nói khác, mà về nhà cái nhiều cái kiểu nói khác. Tại vì về nhà mà nói cái kiểu mà trong clinic thì bị vợ rầy liền. Mình còn 5 phút xả hơi ha. Còn em nào có muốn nói gì nói tiếng Anh cũng được ha. Tôi thấy một số em nói tiếng Anh khá, và một số em vẫn còn hơi lộng cộng, nhưng mà thật sự ra là mình sẽ tập dần thôi. Tôi nghĩ là có một lúc nào đó em nào mà thấy mà mình nói còn hơi lộng cộng á, tôi có thể tôi tổ chức những cái buổi riêng với một vài em đó để mà tập cho. Nhưng mà tại vì mới 1-2 buổi đầu tôi không nhận xét được hết, nhưng mà những cái khóa khác của Vietcam đi á, là tôi sẽ bóc ra 1-2 em gì đó mà nói có bộ hơi lộng cộng một chút xíu á, thì mình sẽ dợt em. Giống như Việt Nam mình học thêm á, mà học thêm này không có tốn tiền á, chỉ tốn thì giờ, nhưng mà phải học thêm nữa. Đúng là không phải học thêm mà là luyện thêm. Mình phải nói thường xuyên thì mình mới khá được.
Dạ. Tại em biết có một số anh chị ở đây đọc tiếng Anh rất là giỏi, nhưng mà tại vì có ngại nói thôi thì cái tiếng Anh chỉ có cái là mình thực tập nhiều thôi, mỗi ngày mình nói thì nó sẽ quen.
Mấy cái bài mà tập mà tôi hỏi mấy em nộp lên đó, có gì em nói rất tốt, phát âm rất là tốt. Dĩ nhiên là có những người phát âm không tốt, nhưng mà xin lỗi một chút xíu, tôi có cái điện thoại để sẽ quay lại. Okay.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
What time does it last? What time we finish this class?
About an hour.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Mấy bạn đi học thì thử coi mình đặt ra cho mình một cái mục tiêu, rồi coi làm sao mình đạt được cái mục tiêu đó. Ví dụ như là mình muốn tới cuối khóa mình có được một cái khả năng nói hỏi bệnh chút chẳng hạn, nói được mấy câu hỏi từ L tới T chẳng hạn, suôn sẻ, thì nó cũng là một mục tiêu. Có thể là bạn đặt mục tiêu là mỗi ngày lên lớp, mỗi buổi lên lớp là sẽ hỏi thầy 2 câu chẳng hạn. Thì đặt cái mục tiêu nào đó mình đếm cho nó dễ đó, thì nó cho mình cái động lực hơn. Chứ nếu mà bạn đặt mục tiêu là mình vô đây ngồi đủ 15 ngày rồi xong rồi sẽ nói được tiếng Anh, thì mục tiêu đó nó hơi khó xảy ra. Cho nên phải đặt cái mục tiêu nào đó rồi chia từng cái bước ra để mình coi mình có đạt được cái mục tiêu của mình hay không. Nó phải tương đối cụ thể một chút, có hợp lý một chút. Chứ nếu mình nghĩ là mình đi vô mình ngồi rồi xong rồi bằng phép màu nào đó tự nhiên mình nói được thì chắc là không được. Giống như mình đi vô mình coi người ta bơi chẳng hạn, mình coi người ta bơi từ ngày này qua ngày khác, mình không nhảy xuống nước mình bơi thì làm sao mình bơi được, đúng không? Thì mình phải thử đặt ra mục tiêu cho mình. Thì mấy bạn thử coi, đặt mục tiêu là bữa nay lên lớp, hay là bữa nào mỗi bữa lên lớp là sẽ nói 1 câu, rồi lần sau lên nói 2 câu, lần thứ 3 nói 3 câu chẳng hạn. Thì ít ra thì mình có cái mục tiêu để mình đạt được, rồi mình phấn đấu mình hơn ngày hôm qua một chút xíu.
Dr. Nguyen, can I ask a question?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not a doctor, but I'm an English teacher, and I'm gonna be a medical student soon. And I wonder, there's a job called like a medical interpreter in the States. and how it's gonna work online and on-site when you treat like a Vietnamese patient and that patient needs an interpreter. How it's gonna work online and on-site?
Okay, so just my hospital, they actually have an iPad, and then we just type any type of language, and then there's always have an interpreter on the iPad. And the other one is about Spanish speaking, and then just because my side everybody can speak Spanish, so it's not going to be a huge problem with that. But if we cannot find out any interpreter, we have an iPad, and they have an app for that.
Okay.
I have a you know, when I teach English for the medical worker, healthcare worker, and there's a lot of Vietnamese term basically to describe the characteristic of a symptom, and I have a lot of trouble to translate this word into English. So do you have any recommendation, like any kind of dictionary that I can follow, that I can use the correct term to describe the pain in English? For example, when I read about searing pain or stabbing pain or other words that to describe the characteristic of the pain, and I try to explain that to the medical student and healthcare worker, Vietnamese, and they make them very, very difficult to understand this term. So, do you have any recommendation for that?
So usually when I have like confused with any term or any medical terms or any words, I ask back to the patients to explain that, and at that point I can use the face to explain to another patient. For example, like I don't understand searing, right? So I'm going to ask more about searing. It's not just about like I have a searing pain, and then you just stop in there and then you translate to for example like Vietnamese or something like that. If you don't understand it clearly, just ask more detail. What do you mean by searing? Okay, so the patient can, hey, searing, like I have like some kind of like heat, feeling heat in my chest or something like that. So at that point, so you're gonna use that face and then translate it. It's not necessary to use like the 100%, exactly the word and then translate. You can use the definition or some kind of like explanation from the patient or the healthcare workers, and then you can translate it. That my way.
Another question is that, is there any slang word to describe a pain?
Oh, slang word is 100 million words, and honestly, every day I learn something new from the patient. So they use a lot of things that you never heard of that. Like in my area right now, it's West Texas, and patient have like a different vocabulary. It's just like West Texas is different from other Texas that I assume. And then they also have an accent from West Texas too. So make sure that because of the experience, I guess. And then when you go to New York or some kind of north states, they have a different accent, different vocabulary, different words, and the Southern as well. So I think Nguyen have more experience on me on the, working a lot of, locations.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Excuse me. I am Thọ. Many thanks to our teacher and our friend, but I have an idea. Can I share it?
I'm sorry, I barely hear you. So can you repeat your question?
Yes, thank you, teacher. Can I share my idea to the teacher?
Yes.
So I think I see that many students in our class very perfect, but with me it's quite difficult. Because this lecture is recorded, so I want to hear again. Because that I want, can you talk or read many questions in this lecture here? Yes. So we can hear it again and again and again. So many listen to your voice, so I can improve my listening and I can repeat it again. Can you this if we focus on the lecture like this, so we can hear it again and again and again many times, so I can practice it better. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Okay, so your question is that about the table questions.
I think I understand your question. I think he's one your teacher want to repeat the whole question or the recording, so he can practice in the last lectures after, because we had the recording in this lesson. So he repeat the whole sentence, the whole question in the table again.
Okay, sure. And then I can do it, but there's a better way to doing that you can go to, you know, YouTube or Google the questions. Is have like many like American accents, and you actually can learn from that, you know, from directly from, you know, American or British, whatever you choose. Okay, but I can do it. So for the question templates, the first question is, tell me what are your concerns today? And so tell me what brought you to the hospital clinic today. Tell me what made you come in today. When did it start? Where do you feel the pain? Can you use your index finger to point your pain? Could you show me exactly where it hurts? Does the pain go to anywhere? For how long have you had it? How long does it last? Describe it for me. Is it dull, sharp, like somebody stabbed you, or you feel burning? Is it sharp, burning, cramming, or pressure-like? On a scale of 1 to 10, 0 is no pain, and 10 is the worst pain in your life. How would you rate the pain? Okay, and then how often does it come on? Per day, per week? Have you had similar pain before? Is it constant, or does it come and go? What caused it to start? Does anything make it better? Does anything make it worse? Did you take any medications for it? Does it work? Am I correct, right?
Yes, many thanks, teacher. Thank you very much. Yes.
All right. So right now, I think about the practice time, right? So the way it worked gonna be, I think Dr. Dinh-Van gonna pick one of you, and maybe I'm gonna be the patients, and then you can practice, all right? Or Dr. Mindal can be a patient, or Dr. Dinh-Van gonna be a patient, all right? So we just want to make time for you to practice, because English just, you know, just about practicing, all right? And just make sure that one comment that I want to talk to you is like, just ask the question slowly, so that, you know, we can process it, and then the patient can process it too. Okay.
Okay, guys, I will be your patient, and one of you will be the doctor. And you ask me, like suppose that I show up on your office, your in hospital, in emergency room, and then you ask me. Okay, now we skip the self introduction part. It's very important. But next week, Dr. Nguyen will drill those stuff with you. Từ tới đó là bác sĩ Nguyen sẽ dợt cho mấy em mấy cái cách giới thiệu, tự giới thiệu. But today, we just ask about the templates, pen templates. I have a pen, but what kind of pen? You ask me the questions and I answer. Okay, so now try to do that. And first one, the same. The opening question: tell me what your concerns today, or what brings you today, or how about you? How you feeling today? Any, and then you keep the template, pen template. You okay with that? Cái game gì được không em? Mấy trò chơi của mình là vậy đó. Ok, tôi sẽ là bệnh nhân, em sẽ là bác sĩ. Em hỏi tôi nha. Trước khi hỏi á, thì em phải hỏi cái câu màu đầu. Câu màu đầu là cái bài rồi, đúng không? Ít nhất gì cũng phải câu màu đầu rồi em đi học hết. Okay, first one. Any volunteer?
90.
90. 90.
Hello, Mr. Vân. How can I help you today?
Oh, I have a pain.
Oh, where do you feel the pain?
It's in my knee.
Can you use your index finger to point your pen?
Okay, sorry. Too far. Okay.
When did you when did it start?
It started 3 days ago.
Did you take any medication?
I tried some Tylenol, but it hasn't worked.
Oh, Tylenol. And how long does it take?
Sorry, doctor. You
when
mean
you the pen? For how long do you had it?
I told you 3 days.
And on a scale from 1 to 10, 0 is no pain and 10 is the worst pain in your life. How would you rate your pain?
Oh, it's so terrible. I said 11.
11.
Somebody say that, okay? Okay, just
yes.
a funny thing, oh yes? Okay.
Yes. That's all. Is it okay?
Oh, no, not okay at all.
So I will write you some medication.
Okay, stop here. So anybody have any ideas about that interview? Em có cái ý đóng góp gì không từ nãy giờ? Any idea?
Đau ở cái chân này, đau được 3 ngày rồi, có uống Tylenol rồi không hết. Mình còn phải thiếu cái.
Describe the pains. You forgot that.
Thiếu cái gì?
The important information. Describe the pain. You forgot that.
Yes, you describe the pain. Anything else?
Does it the better or do better when do anything else? The persistence.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, something make it worse, something make it better.
Yes.
And something I would like to pinpoint you. When I said that I have a pain in the knee, I have the knee pain.
What did you do? What did you do when you got the pain? You play the sport or you fall down?
Yes, that is you think about the possible causes to create pain, to evoke the pain. But something here, okay. You have, so just go ahead. Okay, em có nói đi, có gì đó rất hay. Suy nghĩ thêm.
That's the left or the right knee?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yes. Yes. Okay. When the patient has something in the body parts and they have two parts, left and right, you have to ask right away. Say, I have a chest pain. So it's on the left or the right? Yeah. Okay. I have the knee pain. So on the left, on the right. That's it. Okay. Remember that. Okay.
I think she asked you to point. So when she asked you to use your index finger to point your knee, then we are supposed that she knows the position of the knee, left or right.
Yes, yes, you're right. But when I pinpoint the side of the knee, when you have the pain, you have to confirm. Okay, so is it a right knee or is it a left knee? You. Okay, this is the communication skill, like Dr. Pham Nguyen nói. Okay, you have two things. You first one that you have to do the verification, and then you have to do the confirmation. Mặc dù bệnh nhân nói như thế nha em, nhưng mà em phải xác minh lại. Dạ, em phải xác định lại. Verification and confirmation, hai cái khác nhau nha, nhưng mà đi đôi với nhau. Ok, không có đương nhiên. You not suppose, you not assume that you understand the patient. You have to ask them again. So when I point the side of the knee that I have the pain, you have to confirm that. Is this right knee? Is this a left knee? And the patient say yes or no or something. So that's the communication skill. We learn about it during this course. Cái khóa học này của mấy em là cái đó đó, chứ không phải là mấy cái thứ trong textbook. Okay. Now, anything else? Okay. Now, next patient, maybe Phạm Nguyên or Dr. Minh Đỗ. Okay. They will be your next patient and somebody will ask you. Okay. Minh được không? Hay là
Yeah, I'm gonna be your patient today. So who's gonna be my doctor? Number 25 then.
Yeah.
Nhung ha.
Hello. Doctor, I'm going to examine to you today. What seems to be the problem? Can you tell me?
I have a headache.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you point to me? Where is that the pain? Yes. Or half of your head?
Yes, half of my head.
Yes. When did it start?
Started last night. It's woke me up.
Yes. Okay. Can you tell me more detail? What is the pain like?
Kind of a throbbing pain.
Throbbing pain. Yes. And what anything else? The pain come and go constant.
This may get better a little bit, but then it's come back right away.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me what's anything associated with the pain? Did you have fever? Did you have anything else?
I don't have fever, but I feel nauseated.
Nauseous, yes.
Want to throw up.
Throw up, yes. And what the and do you feel do you feel throbbing pain and the pain radiated anywhere? So you point me you just only pain in the right head, and how about your left head?
It's actually the left hand. Not go to the left hand, just on the right hand.
Yes. How about your vision? About your right eye and the left eye? How about your vision?
Yeah. I see some light, some flashing light.
lasting life. Yes. And can you tell me on the scale of 0 to 10, 0 is no pain, and the 1 to 4 is mild pain, 5 to 7 is moderate pain, and 10 is the worst pain ever. How bad is the pain?
It's pretty terrible, maybe 8 or 9.
8 to 9 out of 10. Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you try any painkiller?
I took a bunch of Tylenol. It's not helping.
Tylenol not help. Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, Nhung. Okay, mình stop đây nha. Okay, we stop here. Okay, because we will leave somebody else. But anybody have any idea about this interview so far? Nhiều quá quên hết ha. So far.
Yeah, I think that she add in the conversation with the patient with the empathy and compassion is sometimes I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't know if we put too much kind of sentence, how to manage it.
Okay. The positive point here is confirmation. See? When the patient says something, you just repeat it. Okay, you don't need to, but sometimes you should, you should do the confirmation. But some point here, just about the structure. On the left side or the right side of the head, you cannot say on the left head or on the right head. Suppose the people have two heads. That's it. So this, mặc dù cái structure đó rất là đơn giản ha, nhưng mà you pay attention rồi ha. It depends on the left side of the head or on the right side of the head. You just verification, xác minh lại ha. Cannot say on the left head or right head. It's not English at all. That's it. Anything else?
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Don't thanks me. Okay, just okay. Cái này mình học mà ha. Anything else you see? And when you ask,
sorry, I see was introduced with the patient before beginning conversation. For example, like Dr. Chang, I emergency doctor in the Vietnam City General Hospital, for example.
Sorry, because your sound is muffled, so it's not easy to listen to. Okay.
Yeah, chắc là bữa sau em check cái microphone lại, cái tiếng nó không nghe rõ được.
Yes, I think she should introduce before conversation with the patient.
Yeah. So she skipped a little bit that, but now we just concentrate on the template. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry that it's raining right here, so I'm sorry. That very noisy.
It's okay. So. Okay. We make a lot of mistakes anyway, and we fix it time by time. Okay. Anyway, she may miss about the introduction or something, but now we talk about the template. When cái này tôi nói tiếng Việt cho nó. Cái template của mấy em đó, mấy cái câu hỏi mà về pen á, đề nghị là mấy em phải thuộc lòng. Mấy em phải bắn như bắn vậy, giọt ha, tới là giọt ra, chứ mà đừng có a lâu quá. Mà thiệt ra đó, nó có 6-7 câu gì đó thôi à. Ráng thuộc lòng nó. Tại vì mình sẽ dợt nữa, mà trong cái khóa tới của bác sĩ Minh Độ á, là còn dợt mấy thứ này còn dữ nữa, mà nó còn phải lý luận nữa, biện luận nữa. Cái này là cái màu đầu, cái này là cái phản xạ mấy em phải làm. Ok, nhưng mà bữa nay tôi không đòi hỏi là I don't ask you to be perfect today, but anyway, try to do that. Okay. Now, anything else? Any ideas? Any question? Anything that you think about the interview, the last interview? Ok, mấy giờ hả không biết, để Phạm Nguyên, để cho thầy Phạm nói chuyện được.
Dạ thì em nghĩ là cái phần này, cái phần chính của mình á, là tại vì nó cần thực tập rất là nhiều, mà mình càng thực tập thì mình càng tự tin hơn vậy thôi à. Thì em nghĩ là mình có thể làm một lần nữa, em là bệnh nhân, là một người nào đó là bác sĩ phỏng vấn lại em.
Okay.
Number
So
70.
Hello, Mr. Pham. Tell me what are you concerned today?
Oh, okay. I think I have a chest pain.
When did it start?
It's about like 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago. And can you use your index finger for the pain, please?
Yes, it's in the middle of my chest, right here.
That is clear to anywhere.
I'm sorry.
Does the pain go to anywhere?
No, it just stay there. It doesn't go anywhere else. Just stay in the middle of my chest. It
lasts for 3 hours, or something is still, sometimes it's go, or sometimes come. Do you understand my question?
It's just coming.
Sorry. Do you understand my question?
Are you want to talk
pain.
about?
I want to know, does the pain last always in 3 hours, or sometimes the pain go and it comes back again?
Okay, so the pain is just come and goes.
And for how long have you had it?
I'm sorry, doctor, I don't understand what you're saying.
When it come back again, with you, how long that it last?
So whenever I have pain, it lasts about like 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Can you describe the pain for me? Can you?
I feel like I can't hear you.
Can you describe the pain for me? Is sharp?
Oh, the pain. I feel like burning, doctor.
On a scale from 1 to 10, and the 10 is the worst pain in your life, how do you rate the pain?
Actually, whenever I have the pain, it's around like 3 or 4.
Have you got the pain like the? Have you got a similar pain before?
Yes, actually, a couple of years ago, I have similar pain, and then it just go away by itself.
Is there anything have you feel better or worse?
What do you mean, like feel better and worse? Which question that you want to ask?
Is there anything or medication or pain help you feel the pain better or worse?
Okay, so let me break it down for you, doctor. So whenever I eating, and after that I feel worse, the pain got worse. But whenever I drink milk, the pain feel like a little bit better.
Okay, we stop here, just okay, because we still have some time to do something. So what do you think?
I think I'm still not confident about the conversation. So
no, you are. But some trick, I give you some trick. I can't remember everything, but some trick. Okay, anybody else can give you some idea too. But from me, when you ask something, you have to separate, like Dr. Phạm Nguyễn nói, don't make the whole two opposite thing into a lump. Có nghĩa là gì? Đừng có nhét mấy cái câu mà nó phản với nhau vô trong cùng một câu hỏi. Because it makes the patient confused. Like even the Dr. Nguyen, he's confused about that too. Man. Yeah. So what it make it worse? Then đợi bệnh nhân trả lời ha. Let the patient in. And when it makes it better, don't ask what it makes worse and better. Em thấy không? No logic ở đây. Không có cái dòng suy nghĩ của bệnh nhân. Em sẽ phá cái dòng suy nghĩ của bệnh nhân. Cái gì làm cho nó khá hơn, cái gì, với lại cái gì làm cho nó tệ hơn. The patient will confuse or they may adverse the order. Ha? Trả lời nó không trúng, đúng không? So you have to separate two questions. Don't make it into a lump. Đừng có dồn vô thành một cục thì mới được. Okay. And the second one, at the beginning, you see that when the patient couldn't understand what you say, please rephrase it. Rephrase mấy em, đây là một cái technique thôi. Rephrase that you use a different words, different. Okay, don't repeat it, but rephrase it. Ví dụ, I can't remember, but tức là em hỏi một cái câu á mà bệnh nhân có vẻ không hiểu á, thì em phải đổi cũng nội dung đó nhưng mà cái cách hỏi khác. Okay. And the third one about, cái này phải thuộc nha em. Cái này là cái pain á, mà nó liên tục thì nó là constant, đúng không? Constant là all the way. Mấy em chỉ cần học hai cái chữ đó thôi. Đừng có học gì lăng nhăng lít ở ngoài á, không cần nhớ. Constant, is the pain constant or is the pain all the way there? Đó là cái liên tục. Còn cái tách ra nó có lúc có cần ha, come and goes, on and off. It's a pain, come and go, on and off. Là cái câu đại khái. Chỉ học một vài chữ, một cái vài câu làm thuốc thôi. Bệnh nhân trả lời thì trả lời lung tung, mình chịu rồi. Nhưng bản thân mình á, đừng có xài nhiều mẫu câu á, chỉ một vài mẫu câu cho nó đúng cái tình huống đó. Okay. Anything else? Thôi, giao lại cho Phạm em ơi. Bữa nay
có một cái nữa em muốn nhận xét thêm là lúc mà chị hỏi á, thì cái chị chú ý đến một cái từ nào mà nó quan trọng nhất á, chị nhấn lên một cái đó là tự nhiên người bệnh nhân người ta hiểu rồi. Giống như câu đầu tiên em không có hiểu lắm là what is your concern, nhưng mà chị cần nhấn cái chữ concern, what is your whatever concern, so that the patient can understand, hey, is that my concern, so I'm going to answer that question. So it's easier.
Nói đợi mấy em nha, trong cái tiếng Anh á, mấy em ráng đừng có nói theo kiểu tụng kinh. Từ nãy tôi nói nha, bum 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 bum, bệnh nhân hoàn toàn không hiểu, đúng không? Ví dụ, what are you concerned? How are you today? It's not English. How are you today? What is your concerns? What brings you today? Cái chỗ mà nó quan trọng á, là mấy em phải lo lớn lên. Còn cái chỗ khác, do đó mình gọi là intonation. Okay. Phạm Nguyễn nghe quen bệnh nhân Mỹ rồi, mà nghe bác sĩ hỏi, nghe bác sĩ Việt Nam hỏi thì nhiều khi hơi ok.
Không có chắc tại cái
không, mình nói Tiếu Lâm thôi, mình nói Tiếu Lâm thôi.
Ok, cái đường truyền nó không có tốt hết, cho nên là thấy như là bệnh nhân hơi bị drowsy. Không có trả lời liền, hỏi một hồi sao mới trả lời.
Quan trọng nhất là gì em? Cái quan trọng nhất là gì? Tôi nhắc lại là communication. Communication thì có communication skill. Mấy em không cần nói như gió, nói chậm còn càng tốt nữa. Không cần nói như gió, không cần nói y như người bản xứ, mà nói làm sao cho người ta hiểu. Cái chuyện đó là chuyện quan trọng nhất. Tôi nói rất dở, Nhưng mà tôi nói bệnh nhân là bệnh nhân hiểu hết rồi. Nhiều khi nói tao nói mày hiểu không? Hiểu hết. Hay là nó sợ mình không biết rồi. Nhưng mà mình nói chậm và mình nói nhấn mạnh thì nó hiểu. Mặc dù cái accent của mình hoàn toàn là nó biết là mình không phải là người bản xứ. Ví dụ qua điện thoại là nó biết ngay. Nhưng mà mấy em đừng tốn công luyện sao cho nó nói cho nó trúng như Mỹ không. Nói làm sao cho người ta hiểu là hoàn thành. Okay.
Okay, so I think we can move on, right? Or you guys want to practice more? I think we have one more part about physical exam, and then I also want to comment a little bit about the previous interview. Is that somebody talked to Dr. Min about now I'm gonna exam you. So that means that you're gonna do physical exam. It's not about like asking history. So it's kind of different. So make sure that when you ask the questions, it's gonna be a little bit correctly, okay? Because whenever you try to, you do. So right now I'm gonna exam you. That means that you're gonna touch patient, do some kind of stuff. Okay. So make sure that when you talk to the patient, you have just introduced briefly. All right, right now I just want to ask you some questions. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna move on physical exam. And this part I think is very, very, very various, and it really depends on what situation you are. But one common things that I want to comment in here, that when I try to explain to the patient. So for example, if the patient come in and complain about the ear pain, right? So you're gonna ask all the questions: where's your pain? How's your pain? How you grade your pain? Something like that. And then after that, you have to say, right now I'm gonna do physical exam. So can you please, sit down here or there, and then may I take a look of your ear? So whenever you try to do something, just talk to the patient. Hey, I'm gonna do it, right? Whenever you try to touch your ears, so you can talk. Hey, right now I want to pull up your ear, take a look at your ear, and then after that you can explain what you see, right? So, but it's kind of different, because whenever you see the patient and then you have to document it, it's gonna be, for example, the ear is red, but whenever the medical term is gonna be erythema, but you never use it for patient because they're not gonna understand what you're saying. So the ears is red, that's it. So you don't have to use a lot of medical term like erythema or something like that, right? And then whenever you see, you have to tell the patient, okay? So when you check throat, like for example, right now I'm gonna check your throat. Can you please open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and say ah? Okay, so it's just like, whenever you do, just talk to the patient. Okay, we are clear. And then I just leave this part for all the lectures, because it's going to be more detail on that. Okay, so do you have any questions so far about this part?
You know what is the most important when you give the instruction to the patient? What is it?
Dr. Nguyen, can I ask a question?
Okay. What is the most important thing when you do the physical examination? Oh, sorry, I rephrase it.
I think we have to talk to the patient, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
The most important is explanation.
Yeah.
Before that.
Exactly, it's not explanation, but you tell the patient before you do something. Explain thì đúng rồi, em explain. Nhưng mà khi có những cái đâu có explain đúng không? Ví dụ, okay, turn your head. Tất cả cái gì á, hay là ví dụ em muốn chích ha, em muốn làm cái gì á, đều phải nói trước. Hồi trước á, tôi ở Việt Nam á, tại vì tôi làm ở bên Việt Nam rồi tôi qua bên đây á, có nhiều cái tật, nó không phải là tật xấu là không phải, nhưng cái thói quen đó qua bên đây sửa trầy trật vô cùng. Cái người mới họ khác, cái người mà đã thói quen rồi đó sửa nó khác. Thì ở bên đây bây giờ là anything you do anything to the patient, you have to tell them first.
Yes.
Đó, có nhiều người á nhào vô là cái gì đó cũng không có nói là không được. Cái đó là không được.
In medical term we call it IDET, acknowledge, introduction, give patient the duration of the procedure, explain to the patient what to do and what to expect, and give them the time, like and say thank to them. We call it IDET.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow, they actually have a mnemonic for that too. Okay.
Yeah, they call it IDET. Is AIDET. That's the procedure. Every the international hospital in I think if they want to have a better patient experience, they will apply IDET to the staff.
Okay, they have two models, IDET and S-bar. Okay, but we leave it later. Okay, not for the basic one, but that is the method. Okay.
And I think 49, she had a question for me.
Yeah, I actually am not clear about two terms during PE table. Can you tell me what's the difference between like lie on your side and roll over? Like what kind of like actions like that? As far as I understand, lie on your side when you lie and like in that position. Like when you roll over, then you turn the whole body. Am I correct?
Yes, actually, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Roll over đó là khi the patient is in a position and you want to turn to another position, so you roll. And lie like okay.
Em có thể nói tiếng Việt được không ạ?
Được.
Lie on your side có nghĩa là mình nằm cố định ở một bên, còn roll có nghĩa là mình lật cái người lại, đúng không ạ?
No, I think you see the roll to your side. For example, it's the side here, you can replace this side right or left, right? They say roll onto your left, which means the patient will lie on their, okay, if they lie supine, if they in the supine position like this, and they roll on your left, which means they're going to have the right side of their body up. Understood?
Không, dài dòng quá, dài dòng quá phải ta. Yeah. Lie tức là ví dụ như bệnh nhân vào á, lie là lie trên một cái mặt trái hay mặt phải, bên trái bên phải nha. Roll tức là roll to gì đó, thì có nghĩa là bệnh nhân đó ở cái mặt đó bên kia, họ roll, họ phải xoay vậy một cái bên đó. Tức là lie tức là giống như một cái position mà nó sẵn như vậy, tức là nó, còn cái roll là đổi cái vị trí là dễ nhất.
Cái quay 180 độ, một cái quay 90 độ các bạn. Một cái
từ độ nào?
Một cái đang từ nằm bên phải sang bên trái.
Not exactly, yeah, not exactly. Wait, giống như là mình muốn người ta lật ở đâu. Ví dụ như người ta đang bên trái không? Can you roll on your stomach? It's not doesn't mean like 180. It's not just on the stomach, right? And roll on your back. That means on lúc mà bên trái nằm ngửa ra. Roll on your right side, từ bên trái nhảy qua bên phải, thì tùy cái communication mình đặt vô cái trường hợp đó, mình có thể xài cái từ khác, không cần phải roll, mình có thể turn whatever, mình xài nó mình cảm thấy mà thoải mái là được, không cần phải xài rule.
Also, if the patient roll incorrectly, like they roll like what you don't expect, you can show them what to do. So this is not the big problem at all. I mean, when they roll in the wrong direction, you can redirect them.
Correct.
Yeah, thank you.
Cái instruction đó mấy em thì thực ra em nhìn thấy nó đơn giản ha, nhưng mà thí dụ mà em gặp thật rồi đó, nhiều khi không biết nói sao. Tôi nói thật á. Do đó phải nghĩa là thuộc mấy câu đó làm thuốc mấy cái đó. Dĩ nhiên là mấy em you flexible, em có thể thay đổi ha, nhưng mà đại khái những cái verb đó, những cái động từ đó nó có quanh quẩn có mấy cái động từ đó thôi à ha, nhưng mà phải nhớ, chứ nhiều khi mình không nhớ. Thí dụ như là ngửa cổ ra mấy em nói sao, hiểu không? Hay là mấy em giơ cái chân lên, thí dụ đó, cái đó là mấy em nhìn trong đó thì thấy nó còn hầu như là có hết. Turn, roll, gì đó. Ok. Any more question? Phạm có ý kiến gì nữa không em?
Thì tới cái phần này thì là tùy mỗi bài nó sẽ có một cái trường hợp đặc biệt riêng của từng cái physical exam. Thì chỉ có bottom line, whenever you try to do something, right? So make sure that you tell the patient beforehand. Don't just do it. Don't be Nike, okay?
Tôi nhớ bên Việt Nam nhiều khi chích cứ đẩy xe vô cái rút chứ kim chích ra không có cái đó không có được nha. Bây giờ chắc là khá hơn, nhưng mà hồi xưa đó phải nói là bây giờ now Mrs. X, I am going to give you a shot and this medication is, tức là phải nói là bây giờ tôi chuẩn bị để mà chích bà đây, cái thuốc này là cái thuốc gì, rồi bà sẽ có, tức là phải explanation, nhưng mà nói chung là phải nói trước, chứ không có nhào vô mà làm cho người ta làm không được.
And one more thing that I want to mention about is after the physical exam. So you have to have the summarize and then tell them what's your impression about that as well. So make sure that you have a summarizing skill whenever you're asking, right? So you have headache, chest pain, shortness of breath, and after that we found this and that and that. So in conclusion, I think you may have this and that, or we want to make sure, or we want to confirm the diagnosis with the test, this and this and that, right? CBC, CMB, whatever you want, or X-ray, or ultrasound. But make sure that after the physical exam, you have to make a summary and then explain to the patient what is your impression. Okay, that's a full case of patient encounter. So introduction yourself, ask questions, do physical exam, and then summary, and then do impression. So that's the whole point. And then just practicing can make you feel more comfortable about that. And then hopefully you can apply it in your, practicing medicine. Okay.
Tức là mỗi buổi đó em là mình học một chút xíu thôi, rồi mình sẽ ráp lại. Mình đã ráp lại ha. Và qua cái lớp của anh Minh rồi đó, nó còn có cái còn ghê nữa là sau khi trình một cái bệnh án rồi đó, mấy em phải give one sentence summary, một câu kết luận mà trong nói một câu chứ có thể hai ba câu, nhưng mà phải summary lại. Cái skill là chỗ đó. Thì đúng ha, tất cả những cái cử chỉ, cái kiểu gì mình làm xong á là phải sum up hết, phải summary sum up hết. Thì ngay cái khám xong cái ý gì cũng sum up hết, nhưng mà mình sẽ học từng miếng mảnh một, mình sẽ ráp lại. Ok. Thì tới giờ rồi, còn 6 phút nữa.
Thực ra thì cũng đừng sợ quá ha. Thực ra thì y khoa thì ở đâu cũng y khoa thôi. Chỉ có cái cách nó hơi, cái trình bày nó hơi khác nhau một chút. Ở bên này thì luật pháp nhiều, luật sư nhiều, cho nên là phải làm nhiều hơn, ghi giấy tờ nhiều hơn, hồ sơ nhiều hơn một chút. Nhưng mà ở đâu thì cũng y khoa thôi, thì hỏi bệnh thì cũng vậy, giống như Việt Nam mình hỏi bệnh thôi. Những cái cách là chỉ để mình hiện tại để gợi nhớ thôi, nhưng mà cái chung quy lại thì cũng chỉ để là mình làm sao mình mô tả được cái vấn đề của bệnh nhân, rồi từ nhờ những cái dấu hiệu hay cái triệu chứng đó thì mình xếp vô cái loại bệnh nào, cái dạng bệnh nào. Đó thì y khoa nào cũng vậy hết thôi, cho nên là đừng có lo quá là y khoa Mỹ khác y khoa Việt Nam, không có chuyện đó. Nhưng mà khi khởi đầu bên này nè, những cái thay vì mình phải ráng tìm, ráng nhớ cái này hỏi sao, cái kia hỏi sao á, thì cái danh sách những cái câu hỏi, những cái từ để gợi nhớ đó, thì để giúp mình trong giai đoạn ban đầu, rồi từ từ khi mình làm thì mình có cái thành cái thói quen thôi, thì cũng giống như Việt Nam vậy thôi. Còn khi mà khám bệnh thì đúng là ở bên Việt Nam mình không có nói gì nhiều, nhưng mà qua đây thì thì phải nói nhiều hơn chút. Hay là mỗi người sẽ tự hình thành cái quy trình mình khám bệnh thôi. Giống như mình thì vô bệnh nhân phòng khám thì tương đối không vấn đề gì nhiều, thì có thể là nói ban đầu để bây giờ tôi khám bệnh đây, rồi tôi nghe tim nghe phổi, rồi xong rồi khám đầu tai mắt mũi, coi tay trái coi tay phải, há miệng lè lưỡi kêu ai, rồi đỡ tay giơ chân, rồi khám bụng, rồi khám chân tay, đi coi tôi đi coi, đi cho tôi coi tôi đi làm sao, có khó khăn gì không, thì mỗi người sẽ thành cái quy trình khám. Nhưng mà khi mà mình khám thì mình nói vậy thôi, cái đó là cái quy trình chung. Nhưng mà đừng có sợ, y khoa Mỹ, y khoa Việt Nam cũng là y khoa thôi chứ không khác gì ha.
Nhưng mà cái cũng phải thông cảm là Việt Nam nghe nói khám một bệnh có 2 phút tới 5 phút. Bên đây là ít nhất phải 15 tới 20 phút. Do đó cũng khó lòng ấy. Nhưng mà cái what I'm afraid of is become the habit. Em thành một cái thói quen đó. Mà when you have the habit, it's very very tough to change it. Rất là khó sửa.
Thì đúng là tình hình Việt Nam thì đúng là hơi khó. Từ trước mình cũng ở Việt Nam mình cũng biết ngày khám buổi khám 20 mấy bệnh, 30 bệnh thì đâu có đủ thời gian mà làm từ đầu tới đuôi vậy. Cho nên là mình đề nghị tới coi thì mấy bạn có thử được không, thì canh vô ca bệnh cuối cùng chẳng hạn, không có ai chờ nữa hết trơn đó, thì ráng làm thử đầy đủ hơn chút có thử được không, chứ ca nào cũng làm vậy chắc là y tá cũng rầy, mà bệnh nhân sau cũng không chờ nổi. Cho nên là cứ thử thôi, cho cái bệnh nhân coi thử đây bệnh nhân cuối cùng của mình rồi thì mình thử mình làm nhiều hơn chút xíu thử có được không, thì có thể là một cách.
Nhưng mà cái lớp học này là phải học bài bản chứ không kiểu làm tắt được, phải không em? Học này phải học bài bản.
Nếu mà có điều kiện thì ứng dụng trên thực tế thì giúp các bạn nhớ được hơn, nhưng mà hơi khó. Rồi như Trần Hương Thu có câu hỏi gì hả? Thấy giơ tay. Number 69.
Yes, I just heard from Dr. Pham about the summary. So I have a question, like after we ask the patient on about their pain, so should we make a summary about their pain to them just to make a confirmation? And could you please give an example about the summary? Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks. Thank you. So actually, you can make summary whatever you want after the conversation, after the physical exam, whatever. But I usually in my practice, I just do the whole thing and then summary at once. But you can summary after you asking those questions for the pain, and then you also can summary what you found out when you do physical exam. It's up to you. Okay, and then my example for that, for example, how can I say? Okay, so for example, the patient have chest pain. So I'm gonna talk brief summary about your pain. Okay, so you have a chest pain on your left side, and it radiates on all the way to the left jaws and all the way to the left arm. And is it a sharp pain? You rate it about like 7/10, and it's intermittent, which is it comes and goes. each episode lasts about like 5 minutes, and then you take some kind of like medication, and it help, you know, elevate the pain a little bit. Also, you also have nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, headache, something like that. And then that's just my summary. And then I'm gonna back to the patients, like, am I correct? Am I missing anything? So patient also mention if I'm missing anything. So that's just a key example.
That is a verification đó mấy em. Cái summary đó. Tại mấy em phải nói trở lại bệnh nhân để bệnh nhân verify lại trúng không. Nhiều khi mình nghe không trúng, rồi summary lại cũng như mình báo cáo lại cho bệnh nhân mình xem. And something here about the pronunciation, that is pain, đau đó em. Cái đó là phát âm khó lắm đó nha. Không phải pain ha, em nói Thu nói vậy ha, giống như pain giống như là sơn quét á, pain ha, pain khó lắm. Em phải về lấy cái like subscribe lại ha, nói sao mà nó ghi ra được cái chữ pain đàng hoàng. Hồi tôi đi học như vậy, học bên đây à, tôi nói cái chữ đó là bị bệnh nhân sửa hoài à, mày nói không có trúng. Pain chứ không phải pain là sai. Ok, vậy tập lại cái đó. Và cái đó là cái chữ đó là chữ quan trọng nhất. Dĩ nhiên là bệnh nhân dễ, mình nói sai cũng hiểu, nhưng mà cái chữ đó là phát âm rất là khó chứ không phải dễ đâu. Rồi, chắc như vậy ha. So thank you very much, Dr. Pham Nguyen and Dr. Minh Đỗ spend time with us for this course and this session. Anyway, any question you have, you may post in our Facebook group, okay? And about the homework, and not thinking about after, but maybe Phạm Nguyễn có thể and you have something for the participants. They have the homework. That is up to you. But remember, you still I'm very happy that you submit a lot of the homework that I gave you. Có một số em tôi ráng tôi sẽ làm lại, nhưng mà có thể là bác sĩ Phạm Nguyễn sẽ cho mấy em cái homework nào khác nữa. Nhưng mà chắc tôi sửa không nổi. Phạm Nguyễn mà cho homework, Phạm Nguyễn phải sửa cho mấy em. Okay. Any things? Okay, next week.
Dạ thì chắc là không có gì, em chỉ họ muốn mấy anh mấy chị ở đây á, là cứ hỏi dành từ 10, 15, 20 phút, cứ tự một bệnh nhân nào đó rồi mình hỏi những cái câu hỏi giống như vậy, thì cái đó là cái mà tụi em thực tập.
Tôi đang mình chia nhóm đó, mình chia nhóm thì mấy bạn trong nhóm thử là có cơ hội lên online nói chuyện với nhau chút xíu, thực tập mấy câu đó thôi, rồi có dịp thì ghi video lại, rồi xong rồi nhờ mấy bạn khác góp ý, rồi nha, cái đó thì phải mình tự mình, rồi xong rồi nhận xét cho người khác cũng là cách để mình học nữa. Thấy người này đọc cái chỗ này không đúng lắm, đem lên thảy lên trên Google cho Google đọc thử đúng ý mình không, rồi check lại, rồi nói bạn hỏi thăm bạn lại, rồi thử đồng ý không, còn nếu không đồng ý nữa thì mời mấy sếp vô phân giải. Nhưng mà tự mình học là tốt nhất.
Như thế này, tôi có ý kiến như thế này đi, tại vì dòng sau tôi cũng phụ trách cái lớp này cho mấy em, là nếu mà mấy em ấy ráng lựa phê cặp đi, trong nhóm bắt cặp đi, là cái người làm bệnh nhân, người làm bác sĩ ha, rồi mấy em hỏi nhau, mấy em thu video, mấy em post lên đó. Tôi không hứa là tôi sẽ xem hết được, nhưng mà tôi sẽ ráng xem để coi như thế nào. Thì một khoảng thời gian như thế, tôi xem một độ khoảng chừng 10-20 clip như vậy đó, thì có thể tôi tổ chức một cái buổi extra curriculum, tức là buổi ngoại khóa đó, một cái tối nào bên Việt Nam á, tức là sáng này, tại vì tôi lúc này tôi về hưu rồi, do đó rảnh, còn mấy bác sĩ khác không có thời giờ đó, thì một buổi nào đó tôi sẽ gọi mấy em nào mà nói dở nhất á, lỗi vô với tôi giật lại trong khoảng chừng nửa tiếng, 1 tiếng nữa, những cái thứ sửa lại cho sao cho nó khá hơn một chút xíu. Thì đó là hai cái ý kiến mà tôi có đương suy nghĩ nha. Một là mấy em tự làm cái video clip, mấy em tập là làm hai người hỏi và trả lời. Rồi hai nữa mình sẽ có nhiều em ở đây nói giỏi lắm, tôi không cần ha, nhưng mà có những em mà còn hơi lởm cộm á, thì tôi sẽ gọi và kiếm một buổi nào đó mình sẽ làm cái đó, giật lại chút xíu, giật đi giật lại, nguyên tắc là giật đi giật lại thôi. Ok, thôi ha. Tuần sau là Dr. Nguyen Trang sẽ dạy các em. Okay. Any more questions?
Hồi nãy thấy Dung có câu hỏi gì không?
Vâng, thưa thầy cho em hỏi cái từ viết tắt là ở cái chỗ mục sách. I want to about abbreviation CBC and CMP plus for 3 sections. In layman's term is glass work and medical terms is CBC and CMP.
Ok, này tôi trả lời cho mấy em luôn không á? Tôi không có trả lời liền, tôi giao cho em cái cần câu. Ví dụ em thấy cái chữ CBC phải không? Rồi thêm một cái chữ nữa là gì? Là CMP. Không hiểu, mình không hiểu là gì á. Tôi nhiều khi tôi cũng không hiểu á. Vô Google có hết. Em thử vô Google coi em sẽ tìm ra. Nếu mà nó trả lời, nó sẽ có nhiều khi một cái câu đó, nó có nhiều cái lời giải, thì em phải lợi giải nào có liên quan tới cái y khoa của mình thì em sẽ bóc ra được. Bảo đảm em 100% là em sẽ có cái chữ đó, đúng không? Đó là cái cần câu. Tại vì mấy em đâu có ở với tụi này hoài được nha. Tới chừng đó mấy em ra riêng phải không? Thì mấy em phải tự tìm hiểu. Rồi thì Dung ha, kỳ sau cho tôi biết cái CBC đó gì, là CMP đó là gì. Ok, good. Ok.
Chúc cuối tuần vui vẻ.
Ok, bye ha. Bye mấy em.
Gặp lại tuần sau ha.
Bye.
Bye em Đinh. Bye.
Bye.